Hello there. Day 12. I went today to attempt to get my iPad. Boy, that was a mess. It looked like the line just stretched out there forever. So I did a little people watching, made some mental notes, and came up with today's topic of discussion. Really, somebody actually gave it to me, to be completely honest, but I thought about it a lot while I was watching that line at the Apple store. Today's topic is purpose, and how I will start this off with purpose is the following statement: purpose equals why. Okay, what do I mean purpose equals why? Each day that you wake up and you go through what you go through in the span of a day, there's a reason for you doing it. No matter what it is, no matter where it is, no matter the circumstance or situation, there's a reason. For some of us, we get up and we go to work on a day-to-day basis because we want to provide for our families. We want to keep the bills paid. We want to make sure, as I tell my friends at times, I go to work because peanut butter costs money. Until such time as peanut butter stops costing money, I will continue to go to work. And what I mean by that is, if you don't get paid, you don't eat. Whether it's paid at a job or paid doing something else or problem solving for income, you will not eat if you don't have income or means to barter or trade for your consumption of food. So, getting back to the subject. Purpose equals why. Your purpose of going through all the things that you go through in the span of the day is your reason why. In every little situation that you interact in, there's a purpose for going through it. For some people, it's interacting with their spouse or loved one. Sometimes the interactions are good, sometimes they're bad. But your why is because you want things to be better with that person. Or at least for me, that's my reason why for going through both the good and the bad with my wife. I plan to improve my relationship on a day-to-day basis. I also plan to improve my life as a whole and share that with you through these videos. But in your circumstance, you may have somebody in your life, may it be a wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or polyamorous other, partner, whatever the situation may be, that you have in your life that you want to work things out, that you want to have a better relationship. That would become your purpose or your why. Sometimes people don't agree. Yes, sometimes they don't. But when they do, that's a really good thing. But I'm not going there, at least not now. Save that for another time. Your purpose and your reason why for going through those struggles on a day-to-day basis, if they're struggles, some people seem to become mature enough to decide that they want to work it out. So, what I would say is in those circumstances, one of the individuals or both individuals have chosen that my apologizing doesn't mean that I want to lose or I want you to win. It means that I value our relationship more than I do my ego. There's a lot of times where that course of action can be taken, and usually drama stops. But in the case of you going to work every day, you can't tell the people that you work with that you love them. So you got to find your reason why that you're going to go through and build those relationships at your workplace. You know, most everybody has somebody at their job, not saying any names, has somebody at their job that they don't necessarily see eye to eye with. They don't necessarily completely agree with how they handle themselves or the people that they interact with. But we still have to work with these individuals, and sometimes very closely. So in that circumstance, your why or your purpose is to find a reason strong enough for you so that you can begin to develop a plan, course of action, or steps to manage your interactions. When you're managing your interactions, managing your interactions, you're more or less setting the tone for how you're going to deal with that person. For some people, they're very demanding. It's all about them, and that's all they want to have happen is gimme, 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 gimme. You need to be where I want you to be, how you want me to be. And that in the workplace, that doesn't work too well. Unless, of course, it's somebody very high up the food chain and you realize that if you don't do what they say, you'll be looking for another method to pay for your peanut butter. However, there's other circumstances where it may be a peer or something like that, that you realize that you have to begin to get into a situation where I want to help that person, but I don't want that person to manipulate me. So, in dealing in those circumstances, we find ways, subtle ways, to control the situation. The example that I would give is for a friend of mine who works at another location. His chosen method of dealing with an individual is basically what I would call the walk away. What he does is, if he has an interaction with an individual that he doesn't necessarily want, he more or less gets up and continues a conversation with that individual. I know that doesn't make sense. He wants to get away from the person, but he's continuing the conversation. What he does is then he walks that person to their desk, cube, workspace, area, and then ends the conversation there. That does two things. One, that makes sure that that person is no longer in your area. Two, it ends the conversation and you're in control of the end of that conversation. Because generally speaking, a person's not going to get back up out of their workspace and follow you back to your workspace. I thought that that was ingenious. And I thought I'd share it with you because sometimes I've actually used it myself and it does work. Now, when you're at home or in your home life, that may not work the same way because there aren't that many places you could take somebody that you live with to go and leave them. That doesn't work. So, you more or less have to find a way to have, as I've said in other videos, that uncomfortable conversation. Your purpose is to bring peace. The uncomfortable conversation is the bridge to peace. If there's something that a person doesn't like, you find a way to say it, get it done in less than 30 seconds without blame, and then you talk about what you want to do to fix it. It's something that we all need to practice more often. Because snapping, it makes you feel good if you're good at it for a little bit. But then, after a while, who wins? So, I'm going to say in closing, thank everybody for all the love that you've been sending me and all your various little sneaky methods. And for those of you who are subscribing and requesting friends on Facebook as well as on YouTube, I appreciate it immensely. And I want to just say that tomorrow I'm going to get my iPad. Better believe it. 2, I want you to make sure that today is the first day that you decide to make something happen for your life and for the lives of those people around you. It's possible. You determine it. Make it happen.